I recently posted a video on how my family saves 40% of our income on one income. In this follow-up video, I want to share hard numbers on how this is possible by sharing 5 things that my family does not pay for. If you're new here, my name is Sung and this is Grow the Piggy Bank, where we talk about how to grow your family's wealth and to achieve financial independence. If these are topics that interest you, please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new videos. Now, these 5 things saves my family $2,700 a month or $32,000 annually. Now, that may be a lot of money for some of you, that may not be that much for others of you. Whatever the case, my intention for sharing these 5 things is to get across the point that not all savings efforts are created equally. Now, if there's specific things that your family doesn't spend money on, I'd love to hear from you in the comments down below what exactly you don't spend money on and how much you think it saves you. So let's get right into it, starting with the smallest expense, and then we're gonna work our way up to the bigger expenses. The first thing my family doesn't spend money on is on Netflix. We don't pay for any streaming services. We tend to, as a family, spend time off screen doing more meaningful things between ourselves, my wife and myself, and with our kids. But if we did have Netflix, we would probably spend $13 per month on their standard service. The second thing that my family doesn't pay for is a television set. My family has never owned a television. My family has never paid for cable. And I personally haven't paid for cable in more than 11 years. My family does watch things like YouTube and other things online, and we do go to the theaters to watch movies, or occasionally we would rent things from the library, but we never found subscription service really all that compelling for us to actually pay for it. So if my family hypothetically owned a television and we had cable, I'm assuming we'll probably go for a Costco TV. I'd say like a 55-inch TV. That costs maybe on average like $1,500, which it turns out to be about $25 per month. And then for a cable service, we'll just bundle it with our current internet provider, and that'll cost $70 extra per month. So in total, we'll be spending $95 per month if we had a TV with cable service. All right, now we get into the big leagues. We're talking about the bigger expenses. My family lives off of one car, and if you didn't know that, I created a video on how my family saves 40% of our income on one income. I linked that video up here and down in the description below, so you can check it out. But basically, my family lives off of one car, and we save a lot of money by living off of just one. To figure out exactly how much my family saves living off of one car, we have to assume that my family bought another car. And so to be relatable to a lot of other families, I'm gonna just assume that I purchased a used sedan and that we did take out a loan on it like many other families. So based on NerdWallet, the average monthly car payment for a used car for those with a super prime credit score is about $373. That still seems kind of high for me, considering I would not be willing to put that much money into a car. So I'm gonna adjust it lower to $350, knowing myself and just trying to be realistic as possible on what I would actually buy. In addition to that, my family usually gets the most basic car insurance policy because we self-insure ourselves by holding a very large cash reserve to cover any type of damages other than a completely unsalvageable collision or liabilities for injuries. So researching online, I find that I'll be adding an additional $60 per month for adding a second car. So to round out the cost of a second car for my family, I will go ahead and add $80 for 2 monthly gas fill-ups, and then I'll add another $70 per month for just general car maintenance like oil changes and tire rotations. So all in all, that comes out to $565 for my family to own another car. If you're enjoying this video so far and you find it helpful, please give me a thumbs up down below. It will really help out a lot. The fourth big expense is taxes. Taxes are usually an afterthought for a lot of budgeters and personal finance gurus, and I think that's a huge mistake because it's a big expense. Yes, taxes are complicated, and every time you hear the word taxes, you just want to bury your head in the sand, but it is costly. Taxes are the number one and arguably the only reason that IRAs, your 401ks, your Roths, your 529 plans, your Coverdell education savings plans, your health savings accounts, and just the whole alphabet soup of different accounts exists to reduce your taxes. In case you're still not convinced how much the average American pays in taxes, then you can do a quick Google search to find out. And fortunately, this is your lucky day because I did the Google search for you. So here we go. According to USA Today, as of 2017, and a survey of 130,000 American consumers, the average American spends $10,500 in taxes. That is a lot of money. One more argument for why you should consider reducing your taxes is the fact that high net worth people, they spend a lot of money on tax strategists and tax advisors to help them reduce their tax burden. And it helps them save so much in taxes. Just like them, you need to do your research. You need to talk to a CPA and figure out ways to reduce your taxes. Now, I recently posted a video on how my family, we eliminated our federal income tax liability by using several different tax strategies. I post that video up here in the link and also down below in the description. So feel free to check it out. Now, since my family didn't have a tax liability this past year, I need to figure out how much I would actually be paying in taxes if I try not to reduce them at all. So let's jump onto the screen real quick and I'll show you how am I figuring this out. So in order to figure out how much I'll be paying in taxes, I checked out this website called smartasset.com. I plugged in my basic information and it's basically telling me that my annual federal income tax liability would be $8,739. And that comes out to approximately $730 per month. So that's how much I'm saving in taxes through tax strategies and just my efforts to reduce my taxes. The last thing that my family doesn't spend money on is housing. And this is the mother of all expenses. Specifically, we don't pay for mortgage, we don't pay for property taxes, we don't pay for insurance, and we don't pay for some utilities. And so you may be wondering, how do we do this? We do this by doing what is called a house hack. So in brief, house hacking is where you own a 2 to 4 unit property, you live in one unit, you rent out the rest, and then the rental income you generate from the other units more than offsets your recurring monthly housing costs, such as your mortgage, taxes, and insurance. And therefore, you get to live for free on your own property while your tenants are paying off the loan on your property. Now, let me break this down for you with my family's actual numbers. My family owns a triplex. Our principal, interest, taxes, and insurance comes out to $2,462. My family lives in one of the units. The other 2 units pays us $1,740 and $1,040 for a grand total of $2,780. So $2,780 minus $2,462 means the rental income covers our mortgage, taxes, and insurance, and we are left with $318 for common utilities and maintenance. Given my family's unique housing situation, how do we figure out how much my family actually saves in housing costs? It's not fair to say that we save $2,462 each month because my family doesn't occupy all 3 units. Instead, I think the best way to do this is to use the fair market rent value of the unit my family occupies as the savings on our housing costs. So based on comparable rents in my area, I estimate that my unit could potentially rent for $1,300 per month, and that's based on the condition and the amenities it currently has. Now, that's being a little bit conservative, but I think it's close enough. Now, I've compiled the savings for all 5 categories in this spreadsheet and a breakout of how much of the $2,700 they contribute to. And if you notice that the first 3 categories alone make up 96% of the savings. The effort and time we put into saving in those 3 categories is not much at all. It's, once you set it, you can forget it. I mean, the most I think I have to think about is saving on taxes once a year. But the big expenses and those decisions are where you'll save the most amount of dollars for the least amount of effort, because those decisions don't happen very often. I mean, in fact, my family could probably buy a TV and pay for cable, pay for Netflix, and maybe even eat avocado toast every day. And it would barely make a dent in how much we save, because we save so much from the big 3 expenses. Your housing expenses, your car expenses, how much pay in taxes, these are all choices that are fully in your control. My family chooses not to own a single family home. My family chooses not to own a second car. And these are things that have put us steps and leaps ahead financially than many other families. And these are all choices that we've made because we value our financial independence more than having a fancy car, more than having a fancy house. Those things are not things that matter to us. What matters to us is spending quality time as a family and getting to do things that we want to do together. If you're interested in any of these other videos, feel free to check them out. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on any new videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.